everyone, and my name is Eula, and today we're gonna read Diary of a Wimpy Kid story starting at chapter Saturday. Yes, we're gonna start reading at the Saturday and the end of reading at Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. Now, already for read this one book with a lot of stories. And before you look at my YouTube, please don't say my YouTube. Now here we go. And first we can read Diary of a Wimpy Kid story starting at Saturday. The Crossland haunted house was really got me thinking. Those guys were charging $5 a pop. And the line scratched halfway around the school. I decided to make a haunted house of my own. Actually, I had to bring Rowie in on the deal because Mom wouldn't let me convert our first floor into the full-hour haunted mansion. I knew Rowie's dad wouldn't be crazy about the idea either, so we decided to build a haunted house in his basement and not just mentioned it to his parents. Me and Rowie have spent most of the day coming up with this awesome plan for our haunted house. And here was our plan. Hall of screams, lake of blood, bottomless pit, Knife Alley, maze of 1,000 schools, red tunnel, death slide, egg lake, handhole, exit. I don't mean to brag or anything, but what we came from was the way better than the Crossland High School haunted house. Realize we're going to need to get the word out there going to this thing. So we got some paper and made up a bunch of flyers. I'll admit maybe we scratched the troop a little in our advertisement, but we had to make sure people actually showed up. And haunted house with live sharks, 32 Story Street, Edmondson. Cost 50 cents at 3 p.m. By the time we finished putting our flyers up around at the neighbor and got back to Rowie's basement, it was already 2:30. We hadn't even started putting the actual haunted house together yet, so we had to cut some corners from our original plan. And when the three rolled it around, we looked outside to see if anyone ever showed up. And we looked outside yes, and sure enough, there were about 20 neighbor kids waiting in line outside Rowie's basement. Now I know our flyers said admission was 50 cents, but I could see that we had a chance to make a killing here. So I told the kids that admission was $2, and the 50 cents thing was a taboo. The first thing I cut off $2 was Shane Sindler. He paid us money and don't let him inside, and me and Rowie took our postness in the Hall of Screams. The Hall of Screams was basically the bed with me and Rowie on either side of it. I guess maybe we made a Hall of Screams a little too scared because halfway in through, Sharon had crawled up in the bed underneath the bed. We tried to get him crawl from under there, but he wouldn't budge. I start thinking about the money that we are losing, the kids clogging up at the hole of screams. And I knew we had to get him out of there quick. Eventually, Roy's dad came downstairs. At first, I was happy to see him, but I thought he could help us drag Shane out from under the bed and get our haunted house cracking again. But Roy's dad wasn't really got helpful much. Roy's dad wanted to know what we are doing, and why Sherry and Shella have curled up under the bed. At the house, we told him the basement was the haunted house, and that Sherry Snella actually paid for us to do this to him. But Roy's dad didn't believe us. I admit that you look around, it didn't really look like a haunted house. And at the time, we put together all this whole of screams and the lake of blood, which was just Roy's old baby pool with half a bottle of ketchup in it. I tried to show Royce that our original plan to prove that we're really running a leg-made operation, but he didn't seem convinced. And to make a long story short, that was the end of our haunted house. The good news is, since Roy's dad didn't believe us, he made us reference Sherry's money. So at last we cleared up $2 today. Now it's a Sunday, so maybe it was a long story, so it cost a lot of time. So let's start reading from Sunday for tomorrow, okay? Now, do you have fun? You lost English country, we come back with some D's book, but not this story because it might be yes, new chapter to read for tomorrow, or tomorrow maybe get a new book and a new stories if I had a lot of time to read. So please don't leave my YouTube if you didn't leave my YouTube before you look at my YouTube. Now, bye bye everyone.